Hi everyone, so today we are going to be making a few projects within Python. So yeah, first off we are going to make a calculator in Python. So this one is actually quite simple. So we are just gonna, using operators, we are just gonna have operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and ask the user to input two numbers and what operator they want to use, and then it's going to do that thing. So let's just see here. So we're going to ask them what operator they want to use. So you're going to do equals input what operator do you want to use. And we're getting the options of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And then we are going to have them input their two numbers. So num1 equals input, enter first number, and then num2 equals input, enter second number. So we have those two, and then we actually need to convert these because it's actually just going to have it as a string, which means when we add or do whatever to these numbers, it's just going to like put them next to each other. So that actually isn't going to work. So we actually need to convert these to float so we can edit them. So we're going to put float around these, and that's going to make it so your input equals a float. So if we actually run it, we can actually see it as calculator, and then run it. Operator run atom, first number 1, second number 3. It's not actually going to do anything because we don't actually have anything going on. So we actually want to do a lot of if statements to make this work. So we're going to do if operator equals plus the result equals num1 plus num2, and then we're going to print result. So I'm actually going to copy paste this a few more times, except we actually need to change these. So we need to do it for each operator. So some extra plus if this input equals plus, I don't know what has, if it, oh wait, basically if this input equals plus here, then it's gonna, the result's gonna be num1 plus num2, and then we actually have to do else if finish these, so it's gonna be elif. And then else if equals subtraction equals division and multiplication equals division, and we have to do that thing, so minus times divide. And we save it, and we're gonna run it here. So we're gonna say we're gonna use plus, add 1 plus 3. That's gonna give us 4. Let's do subtraction. 60 minus 80, negative 20. Fine. Oh, we gotta use 6 right there, or 7 times 23. And then finally division, 7 divided by 2, that's gonna be 3.5. So yeah, this is a basic calculator, Python. Okay, now we are going to make a timer app within Python. So we're actually gonna be on time here, obviously, it's a timer, and it's actually gonna count in real time. So here we're gonna do the import time, which is gonna, import time. This is a ton of different import stuff. This import time, import random, but I actually don't know all of them. But we are going to make this ask them. So the time equals input enter time in seconds. And if you watch the previous thing, you'll know that this is just going to give us, like, it's going to give us a string, and we actually need this to be int. So we got that, and then so we're going to put times up. However, this needs to happen after this, so we are going to time.sleep and then the time. So if you see here, run it, enter time in seconds, let's do 5 seconds of it. Actually, let's just, yeah. Five, 2, 3, 4, 5. Time's up. So you see that happening, but we actually want to see it update as it's happening, because you know it's happening in the background from that, but we actually want to see it happen. So we are going to do a loop, and we're actually going to do a for loop. So we're going to do for x, which is just like the random thing, in range. For in range, my time to 0, and it's going to increment by -1. So basically what this means is that it's going to go from the biggest, why is it? It's going to go from the biggest value, which is, say we put 6 here, it's going to go from 6 to 0, incrementing -1, which means it's counting down. Then we're going to have a variable called seconds, and seconds is going to be equal to modulo x modulo 60, which is how we get it. So this means, basically it means it gives you the remainder. So yeah, and then we're going to print this to show actually what's going on. We're going to do f because this allows us to have like functions and variables within it. So we're going to do 0 0 0 0 seconds. It's actually going to be seconds with 2, and then time dot sleep. So then if we enter this and say we want to do 6 seconds, my time's not the time, all variable. So you want to do 6 seconds, we can see it is counting down. However, one thing that's not really going to work is if we do 120, that's not really going to work. It's going to count down this. So we actually want this to have minutes. So we're actually going to do a different thing. Minutes equal x divided by 60, since there's 60 seconds within a minute. We're actually going to make this an int to make it one thing, and then we're going to modulo 60. And then we're actually going to do the same thing here. We are going to put minutes of 2. So if you see that, and then go here, and that's still going. How? So if we enter, say, 121, it's going to give us 2 minutes. And as you see, it is going to count down. And you can do the same thing for hours. You can just keep on. And yeah, this is a cool time thing. You see relay time here, and yeah. Like, to be making a rock, paper, scissors game. So this game works on a thing where you are going to choose input, rock, paper, scissors, and then the computer is going to choose input, and then it's going to give you an output based on that, like rock and scissors. Like you pick rock, they pick scissors, you win. So something we need is actually, we can just use an input function to get your choice, but then to actually get the computer's choice, we need to do random. So you're actually going to do import random to get this. So we have import random, and then we are going to make it so the player is going to equal none. Basically, this is like, I guess we'll actually just do player choice equals none. And then we are going to have computer is going to equal a random choice from ops. Right, so what does that mean? Now ops, we actually have to make it define this tuple, which is just the defined ones. So the ops are going to be rock, paper, and scissors. Hopefully I spelled that right. So basically, this means that the player choice is not defined yet. The computer choice can be a random choice from this like set of options. It can be a random choice. So we're actually going to do while player choice is not in ops. And the player is going to equal the input, enter choice, rock, enter choice, paper, scissors. So basically, it's gonna be like that. So then now with this gives us the computer choice, and this gives us the player choice. So then all we have to do is print out print. So we have to do print, and we have to put F before the print. So player choice. I think that's actually we need to put this within the parentheses. So we're going to player print player. Yeah, so this should look good. Then we just do the same thing for computer. So the computer, and then we're going to do computer. I guess we should name the variable computer choice, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah, we're gonna save and run it. And enter choice, we're gonna do rock, and it's not working. Why is it not working? Okay, so we are gonna actually delete this. Oh, I don't know. It's because this isn't defined as player choice. Actually, I have no idea. Okay, so I didn't really figure it out, but basically, now we have to do the actual giving the output of it. So we're gonna do if player choice equal computer, then print its tie, and then elif player choice equal rock, and computer equal scissors, print you win. So basically this is making it, so basically we're just going through making every single win scenario. So the scenario that players paper where they would win if opponent is doing rock. And then the scenario that they are doing scissors, and winning, they would be paper. So I ended up fixing it. It was just a problem with the file, but as you can see here, everything's here, and then enter choice. We're gonna do rock. I picked rock, they picked rock, it's a tie. I'm gonna pick paper, I pick paper, they picked rock, I win. I'm gonna pick scissors, both scissors is the tie. And you see it's gonna end the program each time we do it because we put this variable to false. You can just remove these variables and it'll go on basically for how many times you want, or you could also make an option to stop playing or continue playing. Yeah, this is the rock paper scissors program.